Let's be real. The anxiety around AI and our jobs, you can feel it everywhere. Every other headline seems to be asking, is my career next on the chopping block? But, beyond all the fear-mongering, what's actually going on? Let's try to get past the pink slip and really dig into the future of work. This quote, it just really sets the stage perfectly. It's a great reminder that this kind of big, messy, disruptive change, it isn't new. I mean, think about it. From the Industrial Revolution to the digital age, we've kind of been here before. We've seen the upheaval, for sure, but we've also seen incredible progress and renewal pop up on the other side. And yeah, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Is this AI revolution, what some people are calling the cognitive revolution, because it's automating thought, not just physical tasks, is this just another chapter in a book we've already read? Or are the rules of the game completely different this time? Well, to have any idea where we're going, we've got to look back. History shows us over and over that technology doesn't just eliminate work, it totally redefines it. It shifts our focus from muscle to mind, from doing routine tasks to building relationships. So we're not heading for a future with zero jobs, but one where the very meaning of work is being rewritten right before our eyes. And this right here, this gets to the absolute heart of why we're all so anxious. The problem isn't just that jobs are changing. It's the unbelievable, dizzying speed that it's all happening. The real challenge is, can we, as people and as a society, adapt fast enough? To see this speed in action, just look at this. Okay, so as recently as 2020, a huge forecast from the World Economic Forum predicted that AI would actually be a net job creator. They were talking about adding 12 million jobs to the global economy. The outlook was pretty optimistic. And then, boom. Just 3 years later, mostly thanks to the explosion of generative AI, the same organization completely flipped its forecast. The new projection? A potential net loss of 14 million jobs. That massive swing isn't just a small correction. It shows the incredible, frankly scary speed we are dealing with. So, to really get our heads around this complex picture, we need to look at AI's impact in 3 different ways: how it displaces jobs, how it augments them, and how it creates brand new ones. All right, first up, let's talk displacement. The main thing we're seeing is this phenomenon called job polarization. The best way to picture it is to think of the job market as an hourglass. AI is getting really, really good at automating those middle-skill, rule-based jobs. It's thinning out that middle part, leaving these high-skill, creative jobs at the top and lower-skill service jobs down at the bottom. And this is not some abstract theory. We're talking about real, concrete rules that all follow a similar pattern. They process information in a predictable way. Things like reviewing documents, writing that first draft of code, or reconciling invoices. These are exactly the kinds of entry-level stepping stone jobs that are most vulnerable right now. But, and this is a huge but, it's not all about replacement. Actually, the much more common reality is augmentation. You know that scary image of a robot showing up to take your desk? It's mostly a myth. The reality is more like getting a super-powered assistant, an AI co-pilot that can handle all the boring routine stuff so that you can focus on the things that humans are best at. And hey, this isn't just some nice idea. We've got powerful data to back it up. A major study by MIT and Stanford found that when new customer support agents were given an AI assistant, their productivity shot up by a staggering 34%. The AI wasn't replacing them. It was making them way better, way faster. So here's the paradox, right? As machines get better at handling routine technical tasks, our uniquely human skills become more valuable than ever. Things like empathy, complex negotiation, building real trust with a client, these are things AI just can't do. And their value in the marketplace is actually increasing. And finally, let's look at job creation. I mean, just like the internet created jobs we couldn't even have imagined back in the 80s, AI is creating entirely new career paths. Prompt engineers who are basically AI whisperers, trainers who teach these models, ethics auditors who keep them in check. These jobs literally did not exist a few years ago. This whole wave of new and augmented roles brings us to a totally new economic model, one that's built on what you could call the economics of empathy. Because as tech automates the technical stuff, it forces us to double down on being human. And this shift redefines what it means to be a valuable employee. Suddenly, it's not just about what you know, but how you connect with other people. This is giving rise to a new kind of worker, the new collar worker. This person doesn't fit into the old boxes. They're technically savvy, sure, but their real superpower lies in those uniquely human skills: adaptability, creative problem solving, and emotional intelligence. They're the ones who bridge the gap between the technology and humanity. So what this really means is that in a world where a skill can become obsolete in just a few years, not decades, this single most important skill is learning itself. It's all about what they call learning velocity. Basically, how quickly can you soak up new information, let go of old ways of doing things, and adapt to whatever's next? Okay, now this transition, it's not going to be seamless, and it definitely doesn't affect everyone equally. We have to zoom out for a minute and look at the bigger picture, the huge societal challenges that come with a revolution of this scale. And one of the biggest risks is rising inequality. The data shows this transition has a really disproportionate impact. In high-income countries, jobs that are held mainly by women are at a significantly higher risk of being automated than those held by men. That is a massive gap that we just can't afford to ignore. And this really reframes the whole problem. The biggest threat we're facing isn't that there will be no jobs. It's that we won't have the right skills for the jobs that do exist. It's a crisis of mass underpreparation, not mass unemployment. So to meet this challenge, our entire mindset has to shift. The old social contract, the one from the industrial age, was built on job security, the idea that you'd get a job and hold it for life. The new contract for this cognitive age has to be built on something different: skilled security, the guarantee of continuous learning that makes sure you'll always be relevant, no matter how the jobs themselves change. So where do we go from here? What do we do? It's really easy to feel overwhelmed by all this, but there is a proactive path forward. This isn't something that just happens to us. It's something we can actively shape. And this path forward requires a shared effort from everyone. For us as individuals, it means embracing lifelong learning as a core part of our careers. For companies, it means shifting from a hire and fire mentality to one of reskill and retain. And for governments, it means building a modern educational system that supports this new reality of constant, nonstop change. So, at the end of the day, that whole narrative of us versus the machines, it's dramatic, but it's a dead end. The future isn't about competition. It's about collaboration. It belongs to the people who learn to work with AI, using it as an amazing tool to amplify our own uniquely human abilities. And that really leaves us with one final thought. The hardest part of this whole journey probably won't be learning all the new things. It will be letting go of the old assumptions, the old workflows, and the old ideas about what a career even looks like. So the real question isn't just what you need to learn, it's what you need to unlearn. Are you ready?